Hello, Internet! Welcome back to Save Brock's Opinions. I have returned to this. Whatever this is. It's way too hot out here to have hair. All right, so today we're going to talk about the difference between having fun with a game and having fun in spite of a game. This is a topic that has been on my heart lately. Quite simply put, it's in the title. There is a difference between having fun with a game and having fun in spite of it. There's a lot of different reasons why someone might attend an RPG that don't have anything to do with the game being played at all. You're there for the social aspect. You're there to hang out with friends, have fun, tell jokes. Maybe every now and then roll some dice. You know, who doesn't like rolling clickety-clacks? It's a thing. It really is a thing. Little fun aside about dice. Way back in the day, I tried to write a series of RPGs, one of which I thought, I'm a highly cultured person. I don't need dice telling me how the story is going to go. I'm going to make a diceless system. And that was kind of a disaster, because as it turns out, people like rolling dice. It's a really easy way to help people have fun. Roll some dice. People like rolling dice. I'm not sure what it is. I have not looked into the psychology of this. People love rolling dice. Back to what I'm talking about. There have definitely been RPGs that I've been a part of where I show up because I'm really enjoying the game, because I'm enjoying the story and the characters and the mechanics, the experience of playing the game. That's the draw. That's why I show up every time. And then there are games where I show up because I really like the people that are in this game. And I like hanging out with them. I'm a social creature. I like to hang out with friends. I like to tell stories. And if there is a game in between that, a game around which our social element is structured, then so be it. I kind of enjoy that. Playing RPGs is actually one of my favorite ways to socialize with people. But the game does matter. I made this point in a very early video that the fun that you have at an RPG session it's not fully independent of the game being played, but it is somewhat independent of the game being played. It's not fully based on it. You can have fun playing a bad game, but you will have more fun playing a good game. And that's why I think you kind of need to make the distinction between having fun because of the game being played and having fun in spite of the game being played, because both are possible. A lot of people anecdotally, when I start really railing on 5th edition because it's a bad game, people say, well, we have fun with it. And I have to wonder, are you having fun because of the game? Or are you hanging out with people you really like hanging out with, and thereby you would have fun even without a game or with any game? You know, I think that 5th edition does so very little most of the time to actually facilitate any kind of like fun gameplay or you know, to accentuate or enhance the social experience at all. So, yeah, like I don't, I'm getting a little frustrated here because like it's hard to make like sweeping statements. I can only really speak for myself. I can't speak for others. And I cannot know what is in other people's minds. I can't know what their motives are. I can't know what makes them tick. But I do know that there are multiple people that I know who are showing up to RPGs and they're not having fun with the game, but they continue to show up for other reasons. So this video, I guess, has little to do with game design, because I'm not going to talk about like what makes a fun game. That's like a whole thing. But I do want to talk about player motivations and encourage you to introspect yourself, that to see like what are your goals when you show up to an RPG? What are your motives for showing up at all? You know, and this is why it's always kind of boggled me that people will play with strangers on the internet. Now I'm going to sound I'm going to sound real old here for a second, so bear with me. People will go on like looking for group channels and find a group of random strangers on the internet and then play over like a VTT or over Discord or what have you. A game maybe that they have no interest in. Maybe they do have an interest in the game itself. They play with strangers. And I don't mean to sound like some kind of like introvert. Like, you know, I have no problem with strangers. But the experience of playing an RPG with people I do not know has never appealed to me. Like, I don't know what that's about. I shouldn't say never. I shouldn't say never, because I do, now thinking about it, when I was young, it was kind of like any D&D. I was playing in person because the internet was young back then. But it was still people that I basically didn't know at all. And, you know, sometimes you make friends that way. And I do have some people that I still talk to this day because of it. But I don't know. It seems different when it's just like randos on the internet, right? That's different. That's got to be different. So the experience there, I don't get. I cannot empathize with that desire at all. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I don't support this at all, and you shouldn't do it either. If it's your jam, it's your jam. And particularly, here's the circumstance where I could see it happening. If there's a specific game that you do want to play, and you can't find anyone locally to play it online, sure. Just to experience the game mechanics, because I enjoy experiencing game mechanics. I'm kind of into that. So that would be the use case for that. But playing something like 5th edition, where like, yeah, you know the mechanics. There's nothing really new there. And you're going to play it with people you don't know? Like, what's the point? I don't get that at all. Like, I don't think I would even want to play 4th edition with a bunch of strangers, because it's not new to me. I'm not like experiencing something I haven't experienced before fundamentally. Yeah, that seems strange. Anyways. Yeah, so yeah, I feel like I'm really, really old saying that. Like, you know, these kids these days are always playing with strangers on the internet. So yeah, that was uncomfortable. What was my original point? Having fun in spite of the game. Right. It can be a little uncomfortable. Speaking of uncomfortable, it can be a little uncomfortable to be in that kind of situation where, like, I'm super not enjoying this game for X, Y, or Z reasons. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the system at all. You know, maybe it has to do with the story, or it has to do with just like you're not into it. Like maybe it's like right after work on a particular day and you just come in exhausted, you're burnt out, you can't enjoy the game, but you enjoy the social aspect, and so you show up time after time. It can be pretty awkward because like you kind of want to say something, right? You kind of want to say something, but then you don't, because you feel like, if I say something, it's going to ruin it. It's going to hurt someone's feelings, and I can't. I'll just put up with it. Put up with these, not insecurities, but these misgivings that I have. It's kind of an awkward situation. It's the way that social stuff goes, I guess, sometimes. But I think it's still valuable. It's still valuable to recognize in your own life when you are doing something for itself versus when you are doing something for other reasons. If I get invited to a Fabula Ultima game, if I get invited to a Lancer game, if I get invited to a 4th edition game, and if I go to that game, I'm going there for the game. I'm gonna like really engage with the mechanics. I'm going to try my best to make a cool character. It's really evocative, that plays off of the other characters. I'm going to do my best to experience this experience. I'm going to to really crunch down and engage with the game. Whereas in other cases, I might like for like 5th edition, which first off, I don't plan on joining any more 5th edition games after the one that I'm in is over. But even if I were to, it would not be for the game itself. I would be there for the other players who are there, who may want my company, and so I will be there. Or I think it's going to be a good time, so I'll be there, but not because of the game. I'm there for other reasons. And I think it's important to recognize when that is the case in your life. Yeah. I just spent 10 minutes talking about what amounts to one sentence. I might be padding out this channel a little bit. I will do my best to come up with a better topic next time. I don't feel like this was a very good topic. But, it's going up anyways.